Doesn't matter who it is.
That's true. That's fucking true. I watched this interview with I can't remember who it was, but at one point they're like going over things that are in and things that are out, and one of the prompts was mandals. And the guy was like, why do shoes have to be gendered? And he pulls the sandal off and he's like, are these mandals? Because I'm a man and I'm wearing sandals. And it was just really funny.
I didn't even know that was a word.
I didn't either. I was like, mandals? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I thought it was like a mandolin.
Get out. Get out. Stay.
Perfect. Don't you wink at us. All right.
All right, let's go. Hey, it's Talk Comics to Me.
We're back.
We're back. This is Champ Champenstein.
It's Heather Hadfield.
We're doing a little quickie because we didn't have a chance to record the other week. As we have said before, life is just something.
We're tired, bro.
Chaotic. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
So we just picked a few comics we want to talk about, which still ended up being like a hefty amount of books.
A whole week, -3.
Yeah, I have like -5. It's fine.
We're just going to do a cute little rapid fire review of all of these. So
yeah. Heather, you take it away then.
Let's get into it. This is Legion of X. This is issue number 3. Nightcrawler and his team are investigating some weird things that have been happening in Krakoa and Arakko. Nightcrawler himself is trying to find a god that went missing from Arakko, who I'm pretty sure is Loki. Based off of the stuff that happens in this issue, I'm pretty sure it's Loki.
Okay.
But I'm just going to show you my proof.
Okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on is there's like a few different groups of the Legion who are doing different things. There's one, what is it called? Skin... Where's that from? There it is. Of course, I'm not going to be able to find it.
All the people that are in it.
No, I know, but it's the name that they gave the bad guy or whatever, but I'm not going to get into it. But yeah, there's Skinjacker. A Skinjacker, aka Switch, is body hopping from mutant to mutant and mutilating them. So they were able to like corner him within Banshee's body, but they don't know where he went, or like what he's doing, what's happening, any of that kind of stuff. Okay. So they're also like investigating that, but
okay,
I'm pretty sure that's Loki. And then there's like there's like dialogue at the beginning that just sounds like snarky shit he would say. So yeah, that's it. But yeah, this is Legion of X. This is also kind of leading up to, I believe, the stuff that's going to be happening in Judgment Day. I'm not sure like how tight this story is going to be with like that event, considering well, I don't want to spoil anything. I accidentally read the first issue of Judgment Day, so I'm not gonna say anything because I almost just did stuff that happens. But anyway, do you want me to go again?
I can go.
Okay,
since we both have like a few. That's the first one I have is Promethe. This is issue number 1. This is just a story about a woman who has been having futuristic visions, and the government is trying, or somebody is trying to stop the future. It's I don't know if I liked it or not. I liked the art a lot and I liked the colors a lot. The story was interesting, but I probably wouldn't like add it to my pull just because I have too much and it wasn't like that intriguing. But I think if you like kind of like sci-fi space stuff, if you like I don't know, like Contact, I don't know how many people.
I love that movie.
I was like, I don't know how many people still like watch or know about Contact, but I feel like it's kind of in that same kind of realm but different.
Okay.
Because it feels like there's also, I don't know, there isn't a family dynamic yet, so maybe.
How many popcorns?
3.
Okay. I mean, that's
I don't know if we're doing it 3 out of 5.
3 out of however many you want.
Okay.
3 is 3.
3 out of 3. 3 out of 5. 3.
Okay. All right. I have the Tiger's Tongue. This is issue number 1. This is about a kingdom of people who are given the gift of the Tiger's Tongue, which is prophecy, essentially. So what happens is it's passed down from, ruler to ruler and stuff. But the problem in this story is there are a set of twins that are born and only one of them can get it. So they have to fight each other, I guess, in a way. It's not quite clear on like what's going to be happening. One of the sisters was obviously very prepared to rule, and the other one was like fine with it, like, okay, no, I don't want to do that. But because of the rules of prophecy and the gift that is passed, they have to, one of them has to be eliminated. It's not something that is chosen or like, yeah. So it's just kind of an introduction on like what the tiger's tongue is, how the gift was given originally, like what the history of the kingdom, and then what's going to lead from there. I really, really liked this one. I thought it was, it's a fantasy story, obviously, but like it's not white fantasy, which I thought was very, it was cool. It was a very nice little twist to it. And I like tigers. I was obsessed with tigers when I was little. So I thought that whole thing was really cool. And when I first started reading it, I was like, the tiger's tongue is kind of like a dumb name. But then after reading it, I was like, no, that's actually really fucking cool. So yeah.
Okay, so I have Sabertooth. This is number 5. This ends the series. I really, really enjoyed. It does pick up in a new series called Sabertooth and the Exiles. So basically, Sabertooth escaped. He is on a boat and is kidnapped and taken into prison, the Orcus prison, where they keep a bunch of mutants. And then
hate that.
Doug sends the group that was in Sabertooth's hell in the pit with him to get him. There's a little twist. Toad and Nanny have also been put into the pit. So there are more of them joining this kind of little crew to go chasing after Sabertooth. There's a really funny part because I am blanking so hard. Destiny and Mystique catch Sabertooth before he's about to get on the boat and start fighting him, and then Destiny's like whispers into Mystique's ear like about something that's going on, and they're like, all right, go ahead, we're choosing chaos. And it's just like, all right, it's really interesting. It kind of ends with Mystique asking if can a truly bad man ever do a good thing, and Irene says, I'm hoping so. And so it's interesting.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I think once again, we're kind of seeing this dynamic of, like, we know that Sabertooth is a bad person, like, but can he overlook his, like, self-centeredness and just kind of being a generally terrible person to do the good that he needs to do?
It kind of reminds me of, like, what's been happening with Omega Red lately, like the same kind of thing. Like, he was given a choice, like, you can continue what you're doing, or you can actually help your people and, like, live and exist and, like, thrive. Not the same, obviously.
Yeah, because Sabertooth is still, like, in this world. Like, I mean, he escaped the island without, like, trying to help the people that, like, he said he was going to help, like, the people who were trapped with him. So he really was looking out for himself, and he is truly somebody, I think, who is, like, incredibly, like, self-centered. But I do like this interesting idea of, like, I will get the next series and see what happens.
Okay.
So
I'm excited to get finished with it, like, caught up.
Yeah, I think it's definitely worth it. And I really liked this a lot. As I was reading it, it was clearly one of those things where I was like, there's going to be more. Because you can't just, like, end it.
Right. And I thought there was going to be 6 issues. Like, I didn't realize there was only 5. But at least they're picking it up still and, like, continuing it.
And next I have a little trade called Young Men in Love. This is a little anthology book with different queer romances and different creators I really, really like. It was really good. Each story is, like, oddly wholesome and cute. Like, even the stories I didn't like, it was like, well, it's fun. Like, it's fun. And I don't, like, really care if it's not, like, the best of the best. Like, I still enjoyed myself. It's still, like, a cute little story. Overall, like, I've really enjoyed all of it, so.
Did you have a favorite story? Just so I know when I get around to reading it.
The one that's written by Let me see if I can find it. Ned Barnett, another name.
Okay.
That is my favorite, but I think once you read it, you would obviously know why it is my favorite.
Okay.
Because it is very much a story that hits close to home for me, and I think is like, I don't know, it's really good. I really love it. But yeah, I would really, really highly suggest it, like a lot. It was worth it. Like $20, lots of content, like lots of creators that I really enjoy, and I've been looking forward to it anyway, so.
All right. Very good.
Gay stuff.
It's queer.
So next we have Starhenge. This is issue number 1. This is a book by Liam Sharp. This was something Heather and I were really looking forward to. I think we'll probably keep this as short as possible because we've already gone too long. I did not like this.
I didn't either. It was kind of a disappointment. The art was incredible.
Art was great.
Yeah. If it could somehow have the story strictly with just the art, I would have loved it. Like, it would have been 100%. But the dialogue and the narration, it just wasn't my bag, baby.
Yeah.
I just did not enjoy it. It was hard to get through. It was not very well written, which was unfortunate. The idea was cool, but honestly, at this point, I couldn't tell you what it was supposed to be about because there's just it's just not done very well.
The idea that magic has died and in one world but exists in another dimension within the same world, and somebody is a prince is sent off to get it. It's like I said to you and many people, it's a book that really needed an editor. I really think if Liam Sharp had worked with, and I feel really bad saying all this, but because the art was great, but if Liam Sharp had worked with a different writer and had somebody else write this idea, I think it would have actually been better, a co-written story.
Yeah, I agree.
Just because you can very much tell that he is not a writer, which is fine. Sometimes you can do one thing and not the other, and sometimes you can do both. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of oomph in somebody else to help you out. And I think that's really just what this book needed. It's good within the idea of what the story was supposed to be. Yeah, the art was phenomenal. It just
it definitely could have benefited from the idea being given to someone else and written that way. I 100% agree. That's not a book that I'm going to continue, and that's very unfortunate because, like Champ said, we were both very excited for that one.
Yeah, so it's fine, but
you win some, you lose some.
No offense to anybody involved. This is DC vs. Vampires. This is issue number 7.
Came back after a little bit of a break. After the events of issue number 6, our heroes and baddies are making their next move.
Yeah. Lots of deaths, lots of lives. This also does tie into the Hunters one-shot. Or was it? No, it was... Killers.
Yeah, sorry, Killers.
The Killers one-shot with Harley Quinn. And then next week, there is a little mini-series called All Out War that is also happening. Lots of DC vs. Vampire stuff. I really hope that they don't overdo it.
It's going to become bloated. Yeah. I really hope so, too. Because this is one of my favorite stories at the moment. And it's going to become like DC's. I just know it. Which, speaking of, DC's is going to be back soon.
Yeah, it's not bad. Just
too much.
Keep it tight. Keep it the 12-issue series, I guess, plus this mini series. We'll see. Just don't do too much.
You don't need to go all out, please.
And so now we have Once and Future. This is issue number 27.
Variant here.
This is actually one of the reasons we're talking about this is because we love this series. First of all, great stuff, beautiful team. But it is also coming to an end here in 3 issues.
Number 30 is the last one.
So I'm excited. I'm really excited to see how it wraps up. And I think this issue was much different than a lot of the other issues, and I really liked it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be excited, but also just very bummed out when it ends.
Yeah.
I feel like they should have waited to do that hardcover, because there was 20 issues in it or whatever.
Oh,
in the hardcover. I don't think they realized that the story was going to be ending as quickly as it was before they put that. I'm not complaining. I would buy it again in a heartbeat. I don't care.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it just seems like they should have waited to put all of the issues into one, but I'll spend more money. I don't care. I do care.
Okay, so next we have Saga. This is number 60. This ends the story arc after its awaited return. This issue did have a very heavy weight to it, and I did feel a little emotion, but I also didn't care still. Yeah. It is also going on another hiatus until January.
Yeah,
apparently.
Yeah,
hopefully.
And that's what they said. They gave us a date last time and they didn't stick to it, so we'll see. The one thing I did like about this issue was that Marco was finally addressed. And that's the only thing.
Yeah, it does seem like they haven't really addressed the grief that comes with losing a parent or losing a spouse. They kind of briefly touch on it in a few issues, but it isn't something that they really deal with head on.
And I know that we had that time jump when we came back. That makes sense. But for people who dealt with that, and while we did get a time jump, we didn't experience everything with them in between, so we went from what happened then and then them not talking about it at all, and I don't think that was fair for us as readers. That's
I think it doesn't fill in the blanks. I also just feel it doesn't do a very good job of filling in the blanks where everybody is at after you leave off. Because it is one of those things where it's if you are going to do a time jump, just give us something. Give us some details, a little bit of details.
Yeah, it was just kind of, both of the things that happened were just kind of brushed over from our perspective, how we were reading it. It didn't matter.
I see. Even him talking to Marco's mom.
Yeah,
was kind of just oh, this thing happened. Well, see you later.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand why it took so long for that thing to be addressed, because I feel that was big enough that it should have been talked about right away. But and maybe that's part of the reason why I don't have interest, is because I feel it should have been done differently. It should have been handled differently, because
those first two issues were kind of really poorly written in the first place, and did pretty bad.
Which we have talked about that before, but I am just I think I just said this. I'm going to stick on for probably one more story arc to see what's happening, and if it changes.
I'll probably read it, but I am also just I don't want to buy it for myself. I just don't care, and I don't like this this homeless idea that they're gonna go into.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that they chose to do that I'm just not into. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, so we have The Closet next. This is issue number 2. This is a James Tynion joint, and Gavin Fullerton does the art, and Chris O'Halloran does the colors. I'm gonna have to shut the door because Christopher's voice travels.
We'll just talk about this briefly. This is just about a monster in a closet that keeps following the little kid in the story. The family, mom, dad, son, end up moving across the country and stuff, and you think that the monster is going to be gone, but that is not entirely the case. But you also get to know kind of the background of the marriage between the people and how the dude is kind of a turd.
Yeah, and the guy sucks. I really like this book a lot.
I do too. And it is one of those, it is only going to be 3 issues, so I'm excited to see what they're going to do within those 3 issues, but also at the same time, I'm kind of stressed out because what are they going to do with those 3 issues?
And also, I feel so bad for the kid.
I do too. It's a whole Monsters Inc. situation.
This is Twig. This is issue number 3. This is one of my favorite series right now. I love it so much.
So cute.
I love Twig. He's just on an adventure to basically save the world. The weight of the story is there, but it's told in such a way, and through the art and Twig's eyes, it's so very haphazard and innocent and like it's silly when it's not supposed, like it's also not silly. I love it so much. Scotty Young is very good at, he's a very good storyteller.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, phenomenal. I was expecting it to have the same kind of feeling as Middle West, but we should know that, like, not every story is the same. While there are some, like, deep feelings to it, they're all going to be told differently. So it is so good.
Yeah, I just love, just a perfect.
Beautiful story so far.
So this is Poison Ivy. This is issue number 2. I really like this as well. Like, you chose this as one of your picks, but I really like this issue. I really like the, like, Harvey Poison Ivy having to deal with, like, the gray area of humanity and how not everybody is necessarily, like, bad.
And then, the decision that she's making and, like, why she has to continue with it. And it also, I loved the part, like, near the end where she's kind of talking about, like, her emotional downfall because of losing her Queen Ivy, like, powers and stuff. And I feel like, I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but if I were in that situation, I would understand that too, because you have, like, everything at your fingertips and you can do what you need to do to survive and to have your loved ones thrive, and then all of a sudden it's just ripped away from you without your permission. Like, that would fuck me up too. And I feel like it's handled very well in here. Just makes her seem very human.
Yeah,
I really like it.
Last for
I had to talk about this one.
Our quick boy run. This is Batman 125. Our best friend Chip is on Batman, which is wild.
Yep.
And Jorge Jimenez is on the art.
My boy.
And I will say I enjoyed this a lot. I mainly enjoyed the art. I love a grotesque penguin, which is exactly what I got. He looks great. I really love that he's dying from mercury poisoning. That's fucking phenomenal.
Just a very good story. Like, so far, the first issue. There's, like, a big thing that happens in there that kind of, like, shocked me with how abrupt it was. And, like, this is your first issue in, Chip. What are you doing?
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I liked it and I didn't like it. I wouldn't say I didn't like it. I just didn't have any other, like, didn't have, like, strong feelings either way, because it just felt like very much a Batman story. Yeah. Which is fine. That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
The art is really one of the things that, like, sold me for the book itself, and I obviously will read it.
Yeah, he was the whole reason I started reading Batman. Like, the Joker War, I could not stop, like, flipping through it and looking at, like, how bad the bad guys looked, like how evil they actually did, and he does a phenomenal job.
Yeah, and the colors are really, like, solid on it too. And then the backup story is a little Catwoman story, also written by Chip. And that's it.
Yeah, those are most of our books from last week.
So we hope you enjoyed this little quick shoot 'em non-rant game, and support your local libraries, support your local comic shops, take care of your friends, do good things, be good to other people, even strangers.
Just make yourself proud.
All right, we love you. Bye. We're gonna go watch Buffy.